What is geology? I think in its simplest definition, geology can simply be explained as the study of the earth. If you want to dive into a little bit more detail, you could possibly say the study of the earth and the materials it's made of. While this gets you all the materials in the earth, it kind of lumps it into one category. So maybe to dive into more detail, you could say the study of the earth, the materials it's made out of, and the structure of those materials, as well as the processes they undergo. Now, this would get you into different kinds of rocks, such as sedimentary, metamorphic, and igneous rocks, as well as the processes that they undergo to help form and to be deposited into the earth. Another branch of geology would include the study of organisms that once lived on Earth. This is obviously fossils. Fossils can tell geologists a vast amount of information, such as what kind of animals used to live on Earth that have either gone extinct or have not been found. It could also tell a lot about the Earth's geography. So if an area has a lot of marine fossils, that area at one point was probably covered by an ocean. If there are lots of terrestrial fossils, it can probably be determined that that area was once covered in land. Geology has many impacts on society. One of these is through weather events or natural disasters. So whether this is earthquakes, volcanoes, or floods, geology can really help in preventing the loss of both life and property through many of these natural disasters. As far as earthquakes, while geologists may not be able to pinpoint exactly when an earthquake might happen, they could probably locate a specific area that is more prone to earthquakes because of the simple characteristics and properties of the fault that that place sits along. With volcanoes, geologists monitor seismic activity to help determine whether an earthquake is active or whether it's simply dormant. With floods, geologists can review past events and help set floodplain boundaries. By placing these boundaries, geologists can help prevent the expansion of either commercial or residential structures to be built in this area. So if there ever was another flood, these structures wouldn't be ruined by the flood or wouldn't be damaged in any way. While geology has certainly had an impact on many, many different areas of society, I believe it's also been paramount to helping humans or mankind progress through the ages and develop a better way of living. And I believe one of the largest and one of the biggest attributes in this has been the development of the oil and gas industry. Now, obviously, geologists are paramount to the oil and gas industry because they have the best understanding to help find these reservoirs to where the oil companies can produce this oil and natural gas. While at first geology was kind of looked at as kind of not necessarily a witch science, but didn't have much validity to it when it was first introduced, and the first geologist kind of said, hey, based off of the rock structure and everything, there should be oil under the ground here. It really took off. I don't know that people really realize today the impact that the oil and gas or just petroleum industry has on society today. A barrel of crude oil, which is 42 gallons, creates about 19 and a half gallons of gasoline, and the rest of these products are byproducts used to make just anything you can think of and that you would use in your daily life. These things can go from ballpoint pens to nail polish to tires, bicycle tires and automotive tires, soap, just anything, tape, paint, oil filters, hair coloring, lipstick, so many different uses. And the oil and gas industry has kind of been put in a bad light lately by many people who are saying they would like to go green. And while there certainly isn't a bad thing to want to reduce pollution and to try and save the planet, I don't believe that totally getting rid of or phasing out the oil and gas industry is conceivable. Because if that person that says they want to go totally green, they might say, well, I won't drive my car because I won't use any gasoline. And if they say, okay, well, I'll ride my bike, well, I would tell them, okay, give me One, make sure your chain is dry because you need lubricant or oil to oil your chain to make sure your bike works properly. And two, give me the tires off of the wheels because the tires are a petroleum byproduct. So really, people don't realize the huge impact that the oil and gas, and mainly, or not mainly, but additionally, the petroleum byproducts have on their everyday life. While this has just been a brief description of kind of the ways that geology has helped society and can help reduce the loss of life and property, as well as the ways that some of the ways that geology has helped really progress humans through time. Really, geology is such a broad science that it really dabbles in so many things that is really, it's got such a broad spectrum that it really helps in a lot of different areas. And I really believe that geology is a bigger area of study than anyone really knows about until you actually look into what it actually covers or can cover.